Foreign leaders were in Ukraine to express solidarity as Ukrainian forces run low on ammunition and weaponry. Allies from the EU and the G7 rallied around Kyiv to express solidarity, with Zelensky joining a virtual G7 meeting. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak marked 2 years since the start of the conflict and said that the Western nations should be bolder about confiscating Russian assets, which they froze after the country's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Sunak added that Ukraine continued to need more long-range weapons, drones and munitions, as well as other assistance. More on this in our next report.
We're here to tell you that Europe will continue to stand at your side for as long as it takes.
European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen vowed on Saturday that Europe would back Ukraine. Von der Leyen and the Prime Ministers of Italy, Canada and Belgium arrived in Kyiv to show solidarity on the second anniversary of Russia's full-scale invasion. They joined Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the Hostomel airfield. It was the site of a ferocious battle at the start of the invasion, as Russia tried to fly in paratroopers to seize the capital Kyiv just a few miles away.
There will be a free and sovereign Ukraine. There will be peace and prosperity. And there will be Europe. And the Battle of Hostomel Airport will no longer be remembered as the darkest hour of our history, but as the beginning of a new era for Ukraine and for all of Europe. Slava Ukraini.
Zelensky embraced the Western leaders and delivered a televised speech. He said the word independent will always stand next to the word Ukraine in future history. Zelensky also warned in the past that Russian President Vladimir Putin may not stop at Ukraine's borders if he emerges victorious. Putin has dismissed such claims and casts the war as a wider struggle with the United States, which he says aims to dismantle Russia. While Italy and Canada signed a bilateral security agreement with Ukraine, $61 billion in aid promised by US President Joe Biden is being blocked by Republicans in Congress. It casts a long shadow over Kyiv's hope of pushing back the Russian army. And elsewhere in Ukraine, the war continues. Russian drones attacked the port of Odessa for the second night running on Friday. Video footage released by the National Police of Ukraine and the State Emergency Service of Ukraine showed rescue teams picking their way through rubble. Meanwhile, a source in Kyiv said Ukrainian drones had caused a blaze at a Russian steel plant, which a Russian official identified as one in the city of Lipetsk. The plant is responsible for about 18% of Russian output. Anniversary events were planned across Ukraine on Saturday, including the service to commemorate those who died in Bucha, the site of some of the worst alleged war crimes of the conflict. And in Lviv, mourners visited the graves of their loved ones who died during the war. This mother of two lost her husband. She said they are paying a very high price, but she believes that the victory will be ours.
For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.